It's always funny.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome back to Improv Bagel. To all you bagel bites out there. We call them baguettes. Baguettes. All you lovely baguettes. How are you? This is a lovely 2018. That's right.
2013. That's right. We're back.
Yeah, it does feel like we're going back.
It is. It does in this world nowadays. I am your host, Phil, and I'm joined by, of course, my lovely co-host,
Dylan.
Hi. That's right. And we got the usual two baguettes. We got Wesley.
Hello, internets.
That's right.
Interweb.
Tangled up in your web. And we got Scott.
Hi.
Just Scott.
Just Scott.
Just Scott.
Just Scott. That's just me.
He's back.
We're not watching the chat?
I guess not.
We're not watching the...
setting it up. We are having technicalities.
Technicalities.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a perfect way to start back on Improv Bagel. Because, of course, we don't have the other member here, but we do have a very special guest. You know him. You love him. You've seen him for the past hour if you've been watching the other shows, which is still on the screen.
That's just promotional.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's the new show. We got to hype it up.
Exactly.
You missed Sketch Monkey if you're on right now.
Very cool.
Okay, give it up.
Are we ever
You
going
dumb
to get
kids.
it?
right now.
You forgot
Give it up
about
for
Sketch
Kevin Bransford.
The longest intro I've ever had.
So you better deliver the goods.
Oh, fuck.
Special guest.
Special guest from the show. Exclusively from the show.
I mean,
Stop it.
thank you.
So, how did everybody? I haven't seen you guys in quite a while.
Yeah.
Been over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're getting
Yeah.
things settled. See, we're just falling back into the old things. So, how was your New Year's, Kevin? Even though I've seen you the most, probably.
Yeah.
You and, well, Wes, I've seen the most.
Yeah,
You've
I've
the
seen
most.
you guys. New Year's was really fun. We did a special show with the show for New Year's. We did sketch and improv together, which was a lot of fun and
When
a little
did-
bit scary.
How long did that go? Did it go right up till midnight?
We stopped about, I don't know, like 20, 30 minutes before
Okay, and
midnight,
just
so everyone
partied.
kind of hung out
Yeah.
and then counted down.
Yeah.
Cool.
Champagne was flowing.
It was a flowing, a little too much.
Oh,
I saw
Flowing.
the Instagram stories the day after, yeah.
All the
everybody's
regret.
Instagram story.
Yeah, pretty much all my friends were
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was pretty hardcore because, like, even towards the end, I was like, oh my god, everybody is hammered.
it was like someone passed out, puking in the green room.
Yeah,
Wow.
I heard about that. I don't know who
Wait,
it was.
I know
Yeah,
who
do
it
we
was.
know
I'm not
who
going
it
to say who it was
Yeah.
on
Oh.
the stream.
Well,
But
I
yes,
had a
going-
pretty fun time taking Kevin and his sister home because Kevin, he fell, and it was kind of funny. He fell out of my car.
I have no recollection. of
I
that.
am.
No, he fell out of my car
Out.
because he couldn't even speak. It was bad.
Was it a
He,
moving vehicle?
Yeah, it
I
was
pulled the
moving.
ladybird
He
and I
opened
jumped
the
out of
door.
it.
Wow.
Did
No,
you
I'm just
tuck
kidding.
and roll, or you just totally...
No. He was pretty much fine. He just fell.
Yeah.
He's still here, right?
Thanks, Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem.
No, but thank you for driving me home. That was very nice of you.
No problem.
And so on Burnt Bagel tonight, we're going to have Kevin's intervention, where we talk about his drinking of champagne in
Is-
excess.
Wait,
This
is
is
that why
all
you guys
purpose-
invited me?
This is all purposeful. We asked him on for a very special reason.
Yeah, that's why you haven't been on in like months. We're worried about
Because
it.
I've been just on a downward.
We were
spiral.
waiting for the problem to really become a problem
Yeah,
so we could
yeah,
do
yeah.
You have to hit rock bottom before.
Exactly. Now that you've hit the pavement.
It was nice starting the new year off, just at the very bottom, as low as you can go. I threw up in my hamper.
That was a really good show, though.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
you had like the best line. Like,
Oh,
Wes and I
yeah.
were dying. Like, I had to really pull it together to stop laughing.
Yeah, we kept looking at each other and like just
It kept coming.
we were like we couldn't like everyone had stopped laughing
Yeah.
and we were getting I was getting embarrassed because
me
I
too.
couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, I couldn't stop, and the people in front I didn't really know too well, so like I wanted to try and like bring it together. Yeah, it was really good. It was what was it? It's probably not gonna. I hate always retelling these. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, it never sounds.
This improv scene you weren't there to see?
It's
Yeah.
always hard to recreate it, but it
Sure.
was just something like it was him and Natalie, and I feel like you two really have really great chemistry on stage together. Like,
We
it's
have
just
fun.
to watch you two, because like you can just kind of like break character
We
for a moment.
had a
Both of you,
very
like,
hard time.
Yeah, they were trying to guess a word.
It's a secret word, and we had like
Oh,
the
man.
hardest
Yeah,
words.
the hardest one of them was pretty hard.
Wasn't
the
it-
other
it's
one
not a
was
word.
made up.
The other one was not a word. It
Yeah.
was Christmaka, which is like Christmas
Oh,
and Hanukkah.
okay.
which-
Well,
Chris McKenna.
Right.
Sure, yeah. I thought it was like Karishnika or something like that. I was like,
I don't
is that
know.
what they were trying to say?
I've actually heard from my, Jewish girlfriends
In case you guys don't know, Scott exclusively dates
it's
Jewish
a serial problem. Yeah.
women. Jewish.
No. I'm a dirty Catholic though.
Whatever. Trying to avoid these bad girls.
Right. Ooh, no. I would never dream. But no, Christmaka is when either Hanukkah begins on the 25th of December, or it is an actual. I mean, it's not an official word, but they do use it in the.
Okay.
It's
So
could be, often Christmas and Hanukkah coincide, or start or end on Christmas. So.
Okay.
It's not official. They use it in the Quran,
Okay.
which is super Jewish now. It
Right.
converted years ago.
Yeah, they get their tentacles around it. They make a lot of
It's
things
just
Jewish.
Like the Page Master, the book came to life and converted to the thing.
I remember that movie.
Really? I like that movie.
Macaulay Culkin,
We were
right?
thinking
Yeah.
about calling this show Page Master.
No, it was the one where you guys were reading sketches. I thought it was.
Oh, that
Theater
makes sense. Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
going to be called
Page
that makes
Master.
way more sense than Improv, formerly known as Slut Monkey.
Yes.
Which I just took the logo, wrote Sketch
I
Monkey.
love that though. I
Yeah.
really love
Yeah.
that.
Monkey is a
Threw some little confetti around.
Yeah,
monkey is a good
logo.
suffix. Yeah, it's just like something monkey.
Yeah, we got
Sketch
something out of
Monkey.
it. We got bananas out of it.
Me.
Yeah, you would know if you watched.
Mom, when I was in the library and I was reading this book, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but I was in another land. I went to another land.
Okay, Hubert, look me in the eye. What have you been doing?
I read this book called Christmaka, and I was transported to another land. There were big fluffy monsters, and I befriended one.
My God, I knew this was going to happen. I knew if I sent you to public school, you were going to get into that stuff.
Mom, this isn't a public school thing. I
Hubert.
found it in our. Oh,
Is that why you fell out of the car? Because you're on that stuff.
Mom, I just found it in the library. The library's a place of knowledge.
Books
and
are
learning.
not transporting at all. That's not what they're about.
Read it, Mom.
No, I won't get into that.
Just read it.
I'm
You'll
a
see.
Good Christian Jew, and I'm not going to read that nonsense. That's it. I'm pulling
Fine,
you
Mom.
out of school.
If you don't want to read it, I'm going in.
We transport to fairyland.
But Barney, where are you, big boy?
I'm over here.
Hey,
Happy Christmaka.
it hasn't been going as well as I planned for it.
Oh, is your dumb Jewish mom going at you again?
Yeah, well, she's also Christian.
I always forget that part.
Yeah, it's just she doesn't understand. She doesn't think you're real, Barney.
You have to show her the ways of the Christmaka.
How do I do that?
Well, first off, you have to get baptized. We call it baptized for ease of understanding, but it's actually called shmuchka.
What is it? What do I have to do?
You got to dip yourself under water. I mean, it's not really water, but we just call it water. But
You mean that orange
the
slime?
vat of the orange slime, we call it. Just get in there. Here.
Well, there's just a bunch of skeletons on the shore.
Hey, how are you, Bonnie?
Ah!
This is Father Christmas.
Father Christmas. But you can call me Old Bonesy if you want.
What? Look, I really want to be baptized or whatever, but look, I just want my mom to understand. She doesn't understand me. You guys are the only ones who understand me.
Yeah, don't worry about it, alright? Moms just sometimes need some time to come around. You'll see.
I wish I could take one of you out with me and show her.
Well, I mean...
The only way we can leave this realm is together.
That's right. We both go under the water, rebaptize ourselves in the
Shmuchka.
slime, in the shmuchka, and then we say the magic words, and we appear back there. And
Well, let's do it. Come on.
All right.
I'm getting on your back, Barney.
Hey, go ahead.
It's a little cold.
Ah, dang it.
All right.
Just
step
waiting
in
my
there.
bones. All right, let me get in here too.
I step into the shmutzka. I think we lost track of that word, but I step into the shmutzka.
Schmutzka.
Step into the shmuchka as well.
We have to say the magic word.
All right.
Wow.
back in the real world.
We appear in his closet.
Ah, Barney, you're a huge, fuzzy beast.
I'm different in different worlds.
Hubert, do you have friends over? I told
Mom!
you you're not allowed to have friends over past 9.
I opened the closet. Mom, look!
Who are these hooligans you've brought into my home?
Are you the Jew?
I am a Christian Jew. We celebrate Christmas. It doesn't matter. Who are you? Why are you in my house?
No sense.
Oh, that makes no sense. Okay, you're an 8-foot tall furry monster with a horn coming out of your
But
face.
at least you can see me.
Look,
See, Mom, this is real.
Hubert, I don't know where I went wrong. What is?
Oh, get
Mr.
that
Bones,
foot
he
out of
turned
your
into a tadpole man in this world.
Listen, Hubert, I called Pastor Tim over, and he's gonna pray over
mouth.
you.
Walking on the ground.
Mom, I just want you to support me more and just believe me
I will
when I say
support you
that-
as long as you subscribe to my beliefs and have no other beliefs. That's Pastor Tim now. Don't embarrass me.
No, I'm not talking
Pastor
to Pastor
Tim, please come in.
Oh lordy, where's the fallen boy?
It's the human in the room,
Oh.
other than us.
Oh dear Hubert, come over here. Oh,
I'm
let
not.
me
No, I'm not.
let me put my hands on your
Save me,
forehead.
tadpole.
No, no, it's gone down my throat.
What are you doing to Pastor Tim?
I'm not sure.
How am
I'm
I-
not sure.
Kill the Jew! Kill the Jew! No, hey, why does he? Hey, what happened? Who?
You know what, Pastor Tim?
What just happened?
I couldn't say. I honestly couldn't say, but I want to thank you for coming over.
I don't think we can tell your boy.
You're right. It's a little too late for him. Hubert, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to move out.
You know what, Mom? I'm fine with that. I'm sorry that you couldn't finally understand me. Come on, Barney.
Let's see.
Kill the Jew.
Well, we're off to a good start.
Yeah.
It feels good to be back. I love the tadpole man. Just like after you swallowed him or whatever, he just stopped.
Yeah. I
swallow him?
consumed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That was what
He's
I
in me
Like
now.
died in
Yeah.
the
He only
stomach.
affects you in the throat.
Yeah.
But the stomach
Yeah.
acid really.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just like.
Not
That was
tadpole
it.
man.
So anyway, Dylan, how was your New Year's?
It was good. So Jessica and I were in California for 2 weeks, and or I was for a couple. She was for like 1 week. I got a head start.
Nice. Have you been on like Christmas break? 'Cause
Yeah,
of
it was
your
basically a
job?
2-week Christmas break. I told you why I left early, right? Did I mention that in Improv Bagel?
I don't
So
think so.
my grandmother
Oh,
passed.
that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And so we went to the funeral I went to the funeral basically the week the reason I showed up a week early is to go to the funeral. So the very first day I'm there, it's my grandma's funeral and it's all Buddhist, and I realized that I don't think I've ever not been to a Buddhist funeral.
Really?
So I don't really know what another funeral.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
interesting.
Yeah, kind of. Well, I know what they look like because of America,
Right.
but
It's
yeah,
on
so-
all of our popular culture.
That's what
But a
we're
guy
known
like
brings
for.
food on
the there was a
rings the
gong and
bell.
shit. He really does, and then he's like chanting for like a very long time.
Uh-huh.
But apparently, like as a whole, it is actually much shorter than that. Something of like a Catholic funeral. or something
Yeah.
like that. I heard those are very long and extended.
Yeah, there's usually like a service, and then they'll actually run like.
Get up.
They love to throw the Eucharist and everything.
Yeah,
Like,
they-
oh, you're gonna
yeah,
get
pretty
married? We
much.
could have a Eucharist.
Yeah, I
we
didn't
could
realize.
have a
I didn't realize that was like a thing until I went to one of my cousin's wedding, who was pretty religious, and it's like after they got married, that wasn't the finale of the service. They
Then
still had the
they
whole
do the
service
mass.
to do,
Yeah, it
They all-
sucks.
it was just like
That's if you weren't like depressed enough.
yeah, exactly.
Right,
You
right.
Just gotta like bring everyone down.
Can't forget that Christ died for your sins. Now be married or
Now
something.
procreate.
Yeah.
My cousin showed up, who is a procreator, and I'm anti-creator, but she walked in with all of her little kids, and she kind of. She reminds me a lot of my sister. I'm not fond of either of them too much.
Uh-huh.
They're not
Oh.
watching. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Don't tell anyone.
I'm sure that would stop you if they were watching.
Yeah, you're right. That would not stop me.
Yeah.
They're kind of the same person. They both have the same amount of children. They both.
How many?
My sister is like 2 months away from her third.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And she's
And-
not naming it Dylan, so I don't give a shit about it.
And kind of young too, right?
Yeah, she's pretty young for
yeah.
having 3 kids. Anyway, she walks in
Feel
and
the
she
same.
has this like my cousin,
Yeah.
and she has this huge, like furry vest, and I swear it was like pink or something.
Really?
It was. I just remember it being outrageous, like Elton
Yeah.
John showed
Yeah.
up. And
Very
I
flashy.
like didn't I didn't think twice about this. I just yelled like ugly or something like
Yeah.
that. Something stupid. Like
Right.
I was talking to my brother. And,
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and we're sitting at the front, and it's like minutes before the funeral is gonna start.
Yeah.
And like we're just talking and probably laughing way too much for a
Yeah.
funeral. And then I
That's fine,
see
I get
her,
that.
and then I yell ugly or
Yeah.
something like that.
It's a Muppet. Yeah, yeah.
And then I turn back to my brother, and I'm like, did I just yell that? Like I didn't
Yeah.
like think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me, but probably a lot.
You
But
didn't think before you spoke.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, that was funny, I guess. We laughed like throughout the funeral thinking
Yeah.
about that.
Why
and,
wouldn't
like,
you
laughing
sit
about
closer
other
to
things.
the exit though if you were laughing? That
Nobody
much?
was sitting at the front.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, it was more
Oh.
like a.
This
like,
is what you guys have to do.
we were trying to be respectful because like nobody was at the front. We're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
come on, it's fucking
fine.
grandma
Yeah,
or cousin or whoever
It's
was
grandma,
there.
goddammit.
Yeah,
grandma,
it's
yeah.
fucking grandma.
So to be respectful, we sat at the front and laughed the whole time.
Yeah.
So that was
Eh.
works. Yeah,
Why
yeah.
not? I mean,
That's how I would like my funeral to be. Like,
Yeah,
like a
honestly.
jovial sort of.
yeah, I've always said that
Turn
too.
the
It's
frown
like-
upside down, guys.
Exactly. It's like
No.
it should be a
I'm just-
celebration
yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Something.
I want
Just-
everyone despondent and just
just
like
can't believe this.
pulling their hair
What
out
would you
Right.
want,
with
Kevin?
grief.
yeah.
That
like,
what I
would
just
you
said.
want me
Oh,
to,
you want, oh,
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah.
the top of that.
Would you want me to like cut myself?
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm joining. I'm coming to you.
I'm
would-
Miss Kevin.
I would be
Kevin
insulted
and
if
Phil's show.
people didn't self-harm themselves at my funeral.
That's heavy. That's
Just
What
kidding.
you
Sorry.
want? Would you want like a Viking funeral?
Yes.
Stupid question to ask.
he was very like, if that'll please you.
Yes, fine.
Viking funeral, fine.
And on this day, the Lord let us know that Grandma Patchouli has passed. She was a grandma to most of you, a friend to some others. Sir, in the front,
Oh.
if you could,
Oh, sorry.
just for one moment.
I'm sorry about that.
It's quite all right.
That's good. Sorry. Good
Grandma
service.
Patchouli.
Good service, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dude, he's trying to do a sermon right now.
You believe it.
Grandma Patchouli. She truly.
hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Patchouli.
Grandma
Patchouli.
sounds made up.
He's looking. He's looking at it.
Sorry.
Grandma, could you guys just for like just a
Sorry.
moment, I just need to get through this. Read
Sorry.
some
No,
passages.
no,
Okay.
No,
no,
we
no.
get it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Actually, I think it's about time that we bring over Grandma Patchouli's. So that's not even a noise that people make when they laugh.
Rod, put that balloon away.
We good. You know what you sound like right now?
Yeah.
Grandma Patchouli as the life was draining out of her.
That's just rude.
Oh,
Sorry, no, you're right.
So what I was going to say was bring over Grandma Patchouli's late husband.
Where was he?
Too late.
That's actually very
Mr.
good.
Mr. Essential Oils.
Hi.
You can make your way to the front. I know you wanted to say a few words.
Yeah,
I'll give you the mic.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I'm sorry.
Speech. Free bird. Classic.
Hey, you three. The only reason you were invited, 'cause Grandma Patchouli saw you in the arroyo outside her house and gave you a bunch of free, scented little wooden ducks that she liked to carve. Okay? She insisted that you be here,
Okay, sorry, Mr. Oil.
but I won't hesitate. I will not hesitate to burn this place to the ground.
I take the mic back. Okay. Everybody, give it up for. No, we don't do
We
that.
do it on the plot.
Sorry,
Maybe in a Buddhist funeral, but not again.
It's American funeral.
Yeah, I'm a little out of sorts. Our next. I believe.
I wanted to say some words, if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? Sure, that's fine. I can
Alright,
make.
cool.
I can make.
Yeah.
Here you go. What was your name?
It's Doug.
All right, give it. I mean, sorry. Here you go, Doug.
Yeah, Grandma Patchouli was she's real sweet. She smelled like daisies. And yeah, she was just always like just really chill, just really relaxed, especially after she died.
Totally.
Wait, no, I'm not done.
Hold on, let him go.
All right.
And you know, on her deathbed, she told me that she wanted me to carry on the family business.
Like hell she did.
So you're not my grandpa, old man.
I don't even, you're just a stranger she met for a day in her dementia-ridden mind.
Yeah, well, I have the will that she signed naming me as the heir
Yeah, right.
Oh,
to her wooden scented duck business. And I'm cashing out. I'm going to cash out the business, and I'm moving to
You're lying.
Going to
I
Oregon.
don't believe you.
Shut up! I'm throwing Bible verses.
throw a Bible.
Oh, ow, ow, my left.
Okay.
Aye.
Things are getting a little out of hand here. Thank you, Doug.
Thanks.
Listen, we're here to celebrate this woman, Mrs. Patchouli, not because of her scent or her assets, but more so because of her spirit.
Assets.
assets.
Don't make me come over there. You may be a few pews away, but I used to hurdle in high school.
Take Corinthians to the face, old man.
Oh, my right eye.
All right. I don't even know where you got that Corinthians. We don't even carry that here.
We're out.
We brought our own. We brought our own
We ran out of
Corinthians.
last night.
There's been a run on Corinthians lately.
It's very popular in this.
1 and 2. Oh, geez.
So
The third one.
Rod.
Third one wasn't good.
Rod wants to say a few words
Yeah.
about
Give me
the last night they were together.
give me my, So, Ethel, I got to call her Ethel Patchouli. She loved having me show her stuff on the ukulele. She had these little claw-like hands that would just grab the uke, and I would help her squeeze, because in her old age, the carpal tunnel, she couldn't really, so I had to do it for her. And so Ethel, here, this is called a G.
A G.
Now strum it for me.
Can you show me how, young man?
Sure.
That was beautiful. You know, Rod, you've always been my favorite. Of all the orphans I've taken in over the years out of the arroyo,
Really, Ethel?
you were my favorite.
Oh, man.
We got back.
And so that's why I'm getting half of her stuff.
Yeah, right.
and I'm just very grateful that Ethel was in my life. Somebody take the back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
But
All
he's
right.
actually really torn up.
Thank you very much. Rudolph, was it?
Rod.
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 Thank you. It seems like you had a very strong connection with Miss Patchouli.
Apparently so, yeah.
Okay, I want to wrap this funeral
Wrap-
up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
Quite
That's
long
it, old
enough.
man. I'm coming for you.
Get it. Come on, bring it.
I'm coming for you.
I got a propane tank, and I'm not afraid to let loose.
Oh, yeah? Well, let
No.
me take off my New York t-shirt, and I'm going to freaking whip you a new one.
Come here.
You know what? I will step back for this.
Oh, propane.
My eye! My right eye! What are you doing?
Here.
See how you like talking when I kick you in the balls? Kick!
Oh, I got my balls removed.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Here, I'm putting a propane hose in your ear. Hasta la vista, baby.
And see. Hasta la vista, baby.
I just imagine like a fighting game where one of the moves is propane.
Propane.
Oh, it's a King of the Hill fighting game.
Yeah.
Fighting game.
Damn it, Bobby, propane.
Hello, Triple Lear, for thank you for joining.
Hey, yeah, thanks.
Also, thank you, Amazeballs, Fat Checks.
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
heroes.
Adios.
Yes, we'll see you guys soon.
See you
Uh,
next Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Next
Triple Lear
Wednesday.
for tuning. Yeah, we'll talk. Triple Lear for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Because you just tuned in, you probably don't know what's going on. This is Improv Bagel. Basically,
We don't know
a
what's
podcast that is talking about. There you go, buddy.
Just get right in the way.
When we talk about things and then we break into improv scenes, and so what you just saw was the tail end of
A very beautiful scene.
Yeah.
I love
that
that
went
you guys
places.
shared an actual moment.
Yeah.
like Rod had a real moment.
He had a real moment.
It went places.
But
Yeah.
he couldn't work through his emotions, so,
Yeah.
so he's making
just
fun of
gave
it.
it
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't know how
So
to
sad.
properly.
Mm.
Yeah. Have you guys had ever had to do the funeral thing?
All my
Yeah.
grandparents.
All your
Yeah.
grandparents, yeah. Was it? It was super Catholic then.
Yeah, they were all. Well, my mom's side both Catholic.
Okay.
But I've Methodist or something on my dad's side. I forget.
Catholic.
He's some
Essentially Catholic.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we had the whole blessing over the body, then they throw in the mass for free.
Would you? Did you guys do the rosary then? That's what you're talking about.
We
right?
did the night before
Okay.
at like the funeral home
Yeah, yeah.
where we did the rosary and like the viewing of,
Yeah.
the,
Is that
of
what
the
I think
body.
it is? Does that have something to do with roses?
They pray the rosary, but there's
It's-
roses.
Right.
You don't know what a rosary is?
Is that the necklace thing?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a beaded necklace.
Yeah,
and-
it's
The
not
beads-
made to be a necklace. Well,
Yeah.
like it
Goes
looks like a
around your
necklace,
hand,
but
right?
you don't
but
wear
yeah,
it.
you put it in your hand and you go bead by bead.
Yeah.
The small ones are Hail Marys, the big ones are Our Fathers, and then when you
There's
get
like
down to
ones
the
the three
the
acts of
yeah, the
contrition
three
or
acts of
something.
contrition. Wow, I can't believe I remember this shit.
Yeah, you remember that better than I do.
Well, 12 years of Catholic school.
Wow.
Um,
You
You're penitent.
whipped, boy.
yeah. No, I wasn't with. Why'd you love Jesus so much? I'm gonna be a nun. But yeah, but we all got to say nice things, and
Yeah.
like my uncle, wrote a nice sermon and everything. But yeah,
Kevin, are you religious?
No, I was raised religious. My parents were Catholic until I was around 2, and then they converted to just plain white bread Christian.
okay.
So
So non-denominational.
non-denominational,
yeah.
That's where it gets fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it?
They get a lot more angry.
So, but I'm not. I
Not
don't
really.
practice that, and in fact, actively don't practice.
So would you consider yourself an atheist?
I think, I don't know.
Or you just don't really?
I'm kind of like I don't really
'Cause
care.
I don't.
I guess
really think about it
agnostic
either.
is
Yeah,
the
I feel
term.
like that. It's like okay.
I
Of,
don't
like I'm open, but also I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So.
okay.
I don't know is a very real answer. It's very safe because but it also makes a lot of sense. Like, yeah, I don't fucking know. Like,
Yeah.
anyone who thinks they know for sure is full of shit. Like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Like,
atheist.
he spit up blood.
Yeah.
I knew
Well,
it.
you can pretty much rule out any sort of, deity in a book god, because I mean it's obviously
Right,
just a
it's
book.
Not,
Yeah.
it's
Right,
all
right.
just,
But
A lot of the Bible stuff
there
has
is
been proven
room
as
for
flawed.
technically
And manipulated.
something.
And,
like a technical something.
yeah. If a thing is out there, it's definitely not like the version that we read about
We've written
in
down for
Sunday school.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that's
That-
not
It's
what
all
it is.
about,
It's all just like one. Like it's kind of like a distorted
version of the
like
same
game of
story or whatever.
telephone. Of,
Yeah.
an event like the thing that we think of as God is a completely like different than what may actually.
The
Yeah.
idea here is like that, like it's possible. Even like atheists, as far as I understand, I was in the pretty like well endowed in the atheist community for a while. Is that from what I understand, the biggest takeaway from most people seem to think is that it's possible, but just not probable.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the word atheist agnostic is actually pretty much. It's the Venn diagram is like laying on top of each other more or
Right.
less.
Right.
A lot of people will say agnostic for kind of a safety thing, but some people have even described atheism as like kind of like levels of it.
Mhm.
Right.
But
It's almost like,
but more or less just this all the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Who gives a shit?
it's weird. I'm not sure like one way or the other if there's like a god or a being looking at me when I masturbate, but
That's usually when I take
I was like shit. Only my relatives watch me. But
Grandma Patchouli.
Grandma Patchouli. But I have a really hard time believing in an afterlife. Just like the whole, it doesn't make any sense that there's something after this. It's wishful thinking.
It's super convenient.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you're going to see all of your relatives again.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't make
why
any
wouldn't we just go
sense,
there
though.
And all the people you don't like are going to some horrible place where they're gonna be
Yeah, and so, like, just thinking, like, yeah, it makes more sense that it's just lights out.
Yeah.
I'll go to the same level of existence I was during the Civil War.
Right.
Like, our atoms were around.
Yeah.
We just weren't a being
Yeah.
during the Civil War. We're just that
Just a
level
blade
of
grass.
exactly, or whatever.
Led upon by Ulysses S. Grant.
Damn you, listen.
Well, I was always under the impression that like if people think that there's an afterlife, then they think so probably because like we're human and we don't want to think otherwise. It's scary to think otherwise.
It's
But
devastating
how
to,
do you-
yeah.
Like, but do you justify that then for other things that are capable of thinking? Like we all look at our dogs and we think like, oh, they have emotions and
Right.
and,
Right.
and they're part of the family.
Mhm.
Do all dogs go to heaven?
Heaven is for dogs only, actually.
Yeah.
We die and we make, worm food, but dogs go to heaven.
Yeah.
The only,
Heaven
the
is for
only
dogs.
being that lives on is dogs.
I'm pretty sure that's proven. That one's proven.
Yeah, there's that documentary.
No, yeah, we.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
a
I saw
documentary.
a
They
feature.
did a sequel.
Yeah.
Didn't do as well, but
Did they have a all
they did
dogs go to?
Dog-
Probably
Heaven
two.
I'm sure they
Cartoon,
did.
right?
Yes.
yeah, it was Disney, correct?
But one of the dogs doesn't go to heaven,
Really?
doesn't it? Isn't there a bad dog that goes to hell?
Is it like a pit bull or a Doberman?
Is it a story of redemption or something where it's
Okay,
like he
everybody, here's the footage that we got back from Mr. Beagle that we sent that died, and we put that camera in his brain.
Yeah, no,
soul.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all
That's
there.
why we're
Yeah,
here.
we were there.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't remember what happened.
we put
God, Ned.
we put an implant in this dog
This
right
has been the
before it
past
died into
3
its
years of
brain
our lives.
soul, and it
Every time.
it went to heaven, and we have the footage.
Bill has to do this
I-
exposition thing because of Ned.
I
and,
feel,
you know.
I'm caught up now. Don't
So I'd like to market this. I think everyone and their grandma is going to want to buy this.
Sure.
Okay, well let's we can go ahead and pull the footage, and we can get started on working on that.
Yeah.
Ned, why are you staring at me?
I kind of blacked out when you were talking. I don't know if you could repeat that.
Can Ned not be on the tapes team pulling with us?
Well, he's my nephew. Okay. He's my nephew.
Painfully aware.
He's going to stay with us. He's
Okay.
look. He's got a lot of spark. Okay. You know.
Okay. Well, Ned, we are gonna just pull the footage, and we're gonna just document them and categorize everything and label them and put them into onto the hard drive.
Sure.
Ned, would you mind putting down your Shamrock Shake for McDonald's?
Those are out of season. How do you have one of those?
Yeah.
I've been drinking out of this bottle for the last 5 months.
Oh my God.
It's disgusting.
Well, hey guys,
His mouth is so
stop
green.
picking on my nephew.
Sorry, Doctor.
Okay,
Oh,
he's
Shot.
my
no,
nephew.
no.
All right, I'm right here.
I understand.
And we have footage of a dog Jesus and a dog God. So
Is there a dog Holy Spirit?
yeah. Well, he's
They're all the same thing.
if
Why
we,
no, but-
when we zoomed out,
Are they really?
he was sort of this all-encompassing dog. It was like Planet Heaven. That was what the Holy Spirit was.
Planet.
It was
Heaven.
like shaped like a dog.
Heaven shaped like a dog?
You know, nobody knew this before, but now we know. There's not one for humans.
I mean, this is
I have a
groundbreaking.
question.
Can we?
Wow. Oh,
Just
God.
dogs.
Okay.
What kind of dog did it look like?
It was a beagle.
He knows
The
it.
planet.
I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I wanted to be surprised when I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, you just
I thought it was going to be a Shih Tzu.
Okay,
and
all right,
now I know it's a beagle.
all right. Let's.
Look at these
Now I
guys.
know it's a
hey,
beagle.
Hey! Even if a spoiler comes out, come on, it's always better when you
You're
watch
right.
it for yourself.
Doctor,
Okay,
you're
so
right.
let's
Yeah.
put on the footage.
Guys, listen to Dr. Uncle.
Just
Neil, can you, sir? I'm sorry. Do I have to sit on your lap when you guys are watching the
Mhm.
presentation?
Yeah, this is a-
and he's bouncing. It's
This
really
is a-
creeping me out.
This is a family tradition in my family.
we trust your vision.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
here we go.
Okay,
Here we
just
go.
We have
Press
funding
play.
because of you. So
Cut to the dog video. All right, that's it. But clearly, they have angel wings, and one of
Wow.
them was wearing a beard,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
Oh, that was so amazing.
that must have been Jesus. We
Yeah.
assume, at least our
I
team
think so.
assumes.
That's what I typed in
our
my notes
analysis.
here.
Dog Jesus has a beard
Dog Jesus.
Yeah.
and is white.
I mean, the implications of this are just—they're hard to overstate.
Well,
I think we just got years of research coming ahead of us, and
you
I
know,
think we're gonna get that grant money for sure.
grant money. What are you talking about? Let's go commercial with this. We need to go commercial with this. We can make a lot of bucks. People want to see their dogs in heaven.
Daily trips to dog heaven.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
You can see how their dog's doing.
Is this the idea that your nephew pitched?
He did have the first idea. Yeah, he said, "What if dogs go to heaven?" And I said, "There's no heaven. We've already tested it on humans." And then he suggested we test it on dogs. And what do you know? They have a heaven.
Oh God, that stinks.
See, he's you know, there's a spark. There's a spark in him, and we need to just let it grow.
I mean,
Well, he's had a big
The
milkshake.
shake's coming out of his mouth.
There. You can go to sleep if
no,
you
he
want.
just spilled his Shamrock milkshake on the camera. That's our.
That's the only footage we have.
Hey, we still.
God.
Hey.
Come on, man.
Okay. Let's get you to bed.
Don't put him in that crib.
Oh,
There you go. Get that milkshake.
and his diaper hasn't been changed in days.
Come
Oh,
on, Professor, Doctor,
Uncle.
Uncle.
Nighty night.
He's not your uncle.
Mwah.
And say it. What was that? I don't know what that was.
Dog heaven.
Dog.
Clearly.
Kevin, Uncle.
We had that beautiful dog heaven picture that we painted with our
yeah.
barks.
I know. I was like, well, if we ever go to a podcast,
That was
just the
glorious.
audible format.
Yeah.
Like crystal clear. Cut back.
That's it.
That was it. Oh god. Anyway,
God's chosen people are dogs.
He's a dog person.
We
He
got
just
it
likes
all wrong.
dogs.
I chose these ones here.
That was
Okay,
sad.
so have you guys ever seen the movie? Oh God, it was in my head and I just lost it. It has it's like what heaven would look like. What dreams may come.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I saw that. Yeah.
It's like
Robin, yeah.
it's like super interesting. Yeah, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And I watched it as a kid,
right.
and then more recently, I think it's a little blurry, but that's because the movie's kind of blurry. It's like purposefully.
Well, the painting, yeah, it's supposed to be like he's in a painting.
And it like it changes. Like it starts out as like he's in one of his wife's paintings, and then
Yeah.
over time it like turns
Goes to
real.
hell or whatever.
Yeah, so
Oh.
the idea is that
That was
heaven
really
looks
scary.
like a painting, kind
Yeah.
of. And
Huh.
then
To
hell
him.
looks like
Yeah, it's
Everyone's
whatever
heaven is
you-
different,
Yeah.
right?
Whatever you want. Yeah, it's something like that. It's like whatever you vision heaven is, then that's
It
what it
is,
is.
yeah.
So he pictured his wife's painting or something.
Hmm.
I
wasn't even
remember
that
watching
good.
that movie and not really caring for it, like thinking like, man, this is like trying so hard to be like really cool.
Yeah.
Or to be like really like insightful and spiritual. That's what I thought. I don't know.
Robin Williams, I mean, he's known for like maybe a handful of movies, but he
Yeah.
made
Some
a bunch of
really-
films every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, I mean, he was a hot ticket, you
Yeah.
know, and so he made the big ones and he made little ones
Yeah.
that, you know, like, did you ever see 1 hour photo?
Yeah.
That was a really creepy one.
Yeah, it was really dark.
Yeah.
It wasn't as cool as I thought it was gonna be, but yeah. I
Yeah.
really did
Do
enjoy
you
it.
end up being a murderer in that one? Or just a
No,
creepy
he was
guy
just
at a
creepy
Walgreens?
guy.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. You had
That
blonde
does.
hair or something. Yeah. One of my favorite ones.
Wait,
that
I
he
haven't
did
seen this
was-
movie,
Have we just
but
ruined it
the
for you?
ending is that he's just a creepy guy.
I think so.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's pretty.
It was
much
it was like a
doesn't really-
psychological thing.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
like develops the photos for this family, right?
Yeah.
I haven't
Ye-
seen it, but I've
yeah.
heard about it, and
But
like
he
he
doesn't
becomes
hurt
obsessed
anybody.
with them.
I don't think so. Maybe
becomes
he.
obsessed with someone who is like, and he discovers through the photos. Spoiler alert: that they're not being truthful in their relationship,
Okay.
and so like that drives him to like.
So it's an episode of Cheaters.
Cheers.
Cheaters.
Cheaters.
Cheaters, yeah. Cheers, yeah.
It's
Hey,
an episode
Norm.
of Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Something like that. It wasn't that great, but one of my favorite ones that he did was Death to Smoochie, which is like a dark comedy.
I never saw that, but I heard it's like
I
a
don't
like
know,
a
I
dark
really
horse
like it.
sort of
Yeah, it's
movie.
really-
Yeah.
it's really. It's jacked
You
up.
guys ever seen Toys?
Boy, have I. That's a full like 2-hour movie of nonsense.
We watched that on Screen Source, and it was.
Oh, really? How is Screen Source going, by the way?
Well, we'll see on Saturday or Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
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 I guess I haven't started that thing yet.
But yeah, that was a weird.
Are
Yeah.
you guys gonna discuss the Star Wars? Kevin, are you you're not a Star Wars.
No, I like Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
It's Jason who has
Jason.
never seen a Star
And
Wars.
I think he saw it.
Oh, did he?
I told him he's not allowed to.
Yeah.
So he's made such a
Well,
fuss about
he
that.
says that he's never seen one, and then he keeps saying, "Yeah, I don't like him. I've never seen him, except I saw that one. Oh, and I saw that one. And I saw that one."
He's
Yeah.
pretty much seen them
He's
all. He's just
seen
like
all of them like multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
And-
avoid it? You know, like
Yeah,
It's-
you
you-
Well, I would think with Jason too. Like it feels like he would watch it just to watch it anyway.
Sure.
I don't know.
I do work with somebody who's never seen a Star Wars. He's more of a Star Trek,
Oh,
X-Files person,
Yeah.
but has never seen a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's a
tried to get him
big
to Star
like
Trek.
clash between X Files and Star Wars.
Really?
Like they hate each other.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that doesn't
They're,
sound
they're
right
all
at
nerds.
but
They
yeah.
probably should be into
Yeah,
the
'cause I've
same
met
shit.
Many
Yeah.
people who have been with Star Trek and Star Wars, and they're like, they don't realize we're on the same team.
Yeah.
We're just playing these guys.
I know we're always the like.
Three chuckleheads. I don't know. What did
Did,
you guys think of the? Oh,
Did
sorry.
everybody like the
Yeah,
the
the
movie?
story.
Has everyone
Yeah.
seen it?
I don't know.
Yes.
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 Yeah. I liked it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
is those yes for seeing it or yes for liking it?
The
Yeah.
first one was
no.
for seeing it. The second one was for liking.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I definitely liked it initially out of the theater. I was like, "No, this is pretty good." But then, like, all those weird, there's a lot
Stuff
of
kinda
weird
got
stuff
to
that
you?
like could have been like cut out of the movie. It's like, why did that even
Why did it
happen?
have to be 3 hours?
Yeah.
Longest Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Should have been.
I think I
I
liked
liked
it
it.
more as I thought about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Me too.
Really?
I
What?
I might even say it's my favorite Star Wars.
What?
Okay, I would not go that far.
Yeah.
What?
Which is your
What
favorite
about that
Empire Strikes
whole
Back.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
thing where they go to the planet?
That
and-
is most people's least
The
favorite part.
casino
I get
planet?
that. I do
Sure.
feel like
It added something. It
I
was
feel like it added some flair to like it's,
Well-
it's kind of a cantina scene.
Plot-wise,
Sure.
it didn't-
And, and which
I thought too, I was
Force
like,
Awakens
they have
also
to do
had
that.
their cantina
Yeah.
scene.
It's
Yeah.
Like, do they have to do that in every new Star Wars?
I
now?
guess.
I don't think they do have to, but I will say like it adds a little bit to it. You
Yeah.
get to like see kind of like their visionary
It
chops.
was an interesting.
And you get to
thing
learn
to
more about
see,
this,
yeah.
these characters and how they
Yeah,
connect,
and
you
see,
know,
like,
the
the-
character building.
Well,
the class system in the universe of Star Wars.
And it
Like,
was
I
it was
like
part
that
of
decision.
Rose's backstory,
Yeah.
and that like she grew up around these slime ball, arms traders and sellers.
And it comes back in the end.
Exactly.
And one of the most significant ending scenes of a Star Wars movie, which is this kid that gets that broom,
Right.
and that's in that planet.
Did he use the Force? 'Cause
He did, yeah.
Okay.
And it's the first time that
Yeah.
Star Wars movies apparently ever ended with a non-major character.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
I had a few things. I did
Yeah,
have
but
a
it was
few
all
things
like
that
it
were
was like
wrong with it.
really, like why did they like
was
make
kind
it
of a
super
pointless.
convenient to just find some random guy that was also like a co.
you mean the kid?
No, the guy.
No,
the coder
Benicio del
guy.
Toro.
Benicio.
Well, the thing is, it didn't actually end up paying off in the plot.
Yeah.
Because like that, I had the same problem. I was like, this is such a stupid like. They have to go find some coder guy so that they can break into the thing, and then they can break into this door, and then she has to do it. And it's like the fact that it didn't end up working kind of made me like, okay, because it was a stupid idea in the first
I feel
place.
like
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
obviously
he
gonna set
still
up
was
for
able
this
to like do
movie.
all the coding stuff. It was like just convenient that they would just found some other like super
I
genius.
see what you're saying, but also like that was a way to bring in a character because the character they
liked
were
his
originally
character.
going to that
Yeah,
planet
he was a
for
good
He was good in
character.
it,
Yeah.
was this guy that they knew and trusted. And so by adding the twist of that is Benicio del Toro's character, we got to meet somebody that like rides that line of like, listen, nobody's good. I'm looking out for myself. I don't care. And so he turns on them. if you
Yeah,
remember
he's like
that.
Kind of
the
the
Lando.
Lando.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you
Yeah,
think
but-
about it, like it does parallel Empire Strikes Back a lot. Like you have like the affluent planet of like the casino planet,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is like a parallel to the Sky City planet. You have the like character you meet there who ends up kind of betraying you in the end. So it hits a lot of the same beats.
You have
Mhm.
Yoda.
You've got
Yoda.
Yoda.
Fucking puppet Yoda.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
that was
it
puppet.
wasn't a
I
CGI
thought that was
Yoda.
the coolest part.
That
I
was
like,
awesome.
that was.
Yeah.
It made it okay.
Wait, are we
Yeah.
sure it wasn't CGI?
Yeah.
I know it looked like a puppet.
No, I read in an article like the
CGI
way they
puppet.
it was.
The way they
Yeah,
did
it's
it
an
was, the old
actual.
school puppet.
Oh.
So somebody did. I was watching another podcast. I was watching Nerdist News, and they were saying that there's kind of two. I think it was Nerdist News. There was kind of like there's two Yodas. There's the Yoda that is like the serious Yoda who's like on the board of Jedi.
Right.
Mhm.
The one in the first movies.
Yeah, the first movies.
Yeah.
All the cartoons.
So-
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the
Old-
with the little legs flipping.
Yeah.
Like he's basically Kermit the
With the
Frog.
cane going.
Yeah, there's two. So yeah, there's the two, and I actually feel like there's room for two.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
them.
Sure. Well, how old is he even in the prequels? How old is he? Like hundreds of years old,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Billion.
So when he's about to like go into the Force or whatever,
When
yeah,
he's
he,
about to fuck off.
yeah, it's like I'm gonna fuck off. I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like in that old phase that we're all gonna get when we get old, where we just don't give a shit,
Yeah.
and just like, oh, this little pipsqueak wants to learn the Force. Oh, well, you're gonna ride me like a backpack, asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I felt like
This isn't part of the training, but I just want to ride.
I just need to get to the store down the street. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like my biggest gripe with it is the whole Luke thing. I just felt like when he went into exile, when Luke went into exile, it's just like he kind of turned very whiny about it, like as opposed to like the other Jedi's.
Luke
like,
was always very whiny.
Yeah.
So, but I
Power
thought he was
converters.
redeemed. Yeah, I always thought he
I'm
was
gonna touch the
redeemed
station.
by,
There's
Power
a big.
converter.
I
By the
notice
end
this
of it.
all the time with character development or character writing for movies is people disliking characters that have issues or problems. And they call them the whiny character, quote unquote, or they call them like the emo character. Or a lot of people are saying Kylo Ren in this movie.
Sure.
I feel
In
like
most movies.
if we don't have struggle in a film, then what do we have? We just have this like everything's happy, everybody's great.
Right.
Sure.
Like it's a boring movie.
Yeah, yeah.
essentially.
Well, it's like the
We
same
need
thing
that.
was said about Skylar in Breaking Bad, like the wife. Like, oh, she wasn't a part of the cool drug stuff that was
Right.
happening. She was the like, my family's falling apart, but she needed to happen. Like, she
Yeah,
needed
yeah.
to be that person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
needed
Yeah,
to
they
that
wouldn't have
person
had
along.
any of the main character's character or his development.
Yeah, but like the fans hated her. But it's like she needs to be there
Yeah.
because otherwise it's just guns blazing and people doing
Right.
math and people saying bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just that
You remember
Am I
Breaking
right,
Bad?
bitches? Yeah, I remember Breaking Bad.
Do we want to end on a scene? It's 8:50.
Oh
or,
yeah, let's.
I just want to talk about Star Wars.
You can just keep going.
More.
A lot of thoughts.
How they ruined Luke.
Oh my
That's
God.
like the only thing that I really care about.
God damn it, my arm is so fucking tired.
You must leave me up here. You must.
But Yoda, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm really thinking about like I need to. Maybe I can work in makeup or something.
Makeup you do. Loser you will be. No money you will make.
I know you're right. It's just, this is I just don't. I don't think I'm gonna get any further, in my
Put your arm
career.
back up.
I just don't. I don't think I'm doing improv. I don't need to physically put my arm up.
Authentic it makes it.
I know. I don't see my career moving forward. I'm tired all the time. I'm sweating. Nobody even sees me.
See you I do. And more to learn you must.
What do I have left to learn? There's nothing. Nor I just gotta keep making these stupid noises, and nobody gives me any credit.
Learn to make pecan pie you will. Last step to training.
Pecan pie, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to do to move.
It's actually very good.
Yeah. Pecan favorite.
Okay, I don't really understand how this is going to move me forward as a person, but
Oh, it will. First, once you make it, first bite will show if you have made perfect pie, and then you will graduate. Oh.
Hey, Bill, you almost ready? We're about to shoot.
yeah, I'll be ready in a second. I just need to finish warming up.
Okay.
All right.
La, 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 la.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Okay, can I open the door? Is this like a method thing? Okay,
Yeah,
here.
you can come in. Yeah. Hey.
Okay.
Where do you want me?
Okay, we just want you by this rock out here outside. So Yoda's he's gonna show up. Luke's gonna be up on the hill by the tree.
Okay, I'll be behind the rock, like physically.
Yeah. Yes.
Problem
Yeah.
with lines I have.
Sorry, I kind of.
Dialogue weak.
Okay, Bill. We're just gonna. That's funny. That's right. That's right.
This episode of Black Mirror is just not as good as the other
I
ones.
know. The fifth episode really drags. It's like a parody of it. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Sorry.
Ugh.
Does you want to turn it off?
Yeah.
Let's just turn it off.
Yeah, okay.
Next week on Star Wars.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-doo. My name's General Slorb, and I've got all my prisoners locked up in a big old dungeon full of lasers everywhere.
General Slorb, didn't you supposed to drop him off to the jail last week?
Is it getting hot in here?
Hey! Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
All right.
All right, we'll call scene there.
Yeah.
That was the first episode back, so we'll get back.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think
Gonna
it'll
be
just
about- we're
maintain
just gonna ride that
or
line
go
right
down.
there.
That's it.
Exactly.
We're going to maintain this or just dive.
That's what's gonna
Guys,
happen.
there was some good stuff.
There was
here.
some good
There
stuff.
was some good stuff.
You know what?
There
My
was some real good
sister
stuff.
wanted us to recap some of our old characters that we've done in the past.
Which
Bagel.
one is she like? What do you like?
The
What do
ones
you
that
like,
she liked
Michelle?
was your Jafar guy, or like he was like an Indian guy who just kept reverting back to the plot
was
of
just
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Like every time we would try to move the sea part, like no.
No, and there's a tiger Raja.
Raja. And then we would like point it out and like no.
And
no,
Raja.
no. And he just continue talking about
That is
Aladdin.
also one of my favorite scenes. I
Yeah,
mean, it was a
those
more
are-
recent one.
Yeah. We'll have to do like a recap. We'll do like one of those old clip
A
shows.
best of?
A best of
best of.
Yeah.
where we suck our own dicks even more. Like, oh, we're so funny.
Yeah.
Remember that character we did?
Remember the yo-yo vagina guy? Was that-
Oh yeah, I remember it like it
Yo.
was.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did he say
Hey
that?
kid,
That was
you want to get?
You wanna get some pussy?
So good to have you back,
Wow.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed out on
The
a
show's
lot.
really changed. Not really.
We take the high road every time.
That's
so.
great.
Anyway, we will get back to you. We're going to come back in just a few moments
Yeah.
to do Burnt Bagel.
Burnt Bagel.
We're going to just chit-chat for a little bit. And
Talk all the Star Wars you want, Scott.
yeah, good. And we're going to shoot down every single one of your theories.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
All right. So anybody, do we do plugs? Anybody have any plugs they want to do?
The Hive.
Yeah, the
There we
Hive.
go.
It's coming back January 19th.
January 19th.
With or without the new.
That is to
TBA
be
or
determined.
Because there's auditions, apparently. I didn't know that was
Uh-huh.
I
happening.
know.
If you have been in Steam and you want to audition, when is it?
It's this Saturday at
Saturday.
noon at the box.
Do you know that you have bites?
We have a few people.
We've got a
Maybe
couple
bites?
nibbles.
Okay,
Couple little
interesting.
nibbles.
Nick's going. I saw on
I saw
Facebook.
that he
yeah.
was going, yeah. So we'll see.
Nope, I don't enjoy improv.
All right. Anyway,
It
so-
sucks.
It's the worst.
I don't know
thing
why.
ever. Okay, Wes,
No, that was it.
Scott.
No, just
me, I'll do.
color circuit. Keep watching.
I'm gonna do Dylan last because I know you have a lot more plug than I do, and just make sure you follow me on Twitter because I'm trying to find something to do with that thing.
Can I do that too?
Guy Phil, yes. Follow Kevin more because he's more active.
Wow.
Yeah, I see stuff all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need more followers though.
Yeah.
I don't have very many.
handle?
At Kevin M. Bransford.
His name.
It's not very.
What is the end stand?
M. M is for my middle name, which is Mark.
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 It's a hot middle
Kevin
name.
Mark.
Thanks. I
Kevin
think
Mark.
so.
Attractive.
Yeah.
It's very white.
Uh-huh.
No offense.
No offense.
None taken.
No.
It's okay. I'm white.
I don't know if you're still here, Triple Ear.
So you
Let me
still
read
win.
to you guys what this person was saying. My
Sure.
name is Hannah. I'm the fiance of a man who owned this account. This is a Twitch comment.
What?
According to his profile, he came here a lot. I'm afraid I have some bad news. I don't know if you knew him, but he knew you guys. I'm afraid that Caleb, the man who owned this account, took his own life on Christmas Eve. He frequented here, and I thought you guys should know.
Serious? What was the name of the account?
Triple Ear, E-A-R-E. I think it's kind of
Oh, I know him. He was a good guy.
good man.
He's
Let's
a good
should we
man.
do a eulogy?
Sure. Yes.
Wait, how?
We're very good at it.
The
We've
show
been
is
practicing.
Dedicated to that guy.
How real is this? Like,
R.I.P. I don't probably bullshit.
Probably a
Yeah,
troll.
we've
Yeah.
never heard that
All the kids on Twitch are
Yeah.
pieces of shit.
So continue to subscribe. Twitch./colorcircuit.tv.
God damn it.
What is it?
Twitch.tv/Color Circuit
That's
Live.
exactly what I said.
You've been
Word
on
for
the channel
word.
for like 6 months.
You just end every sentence with a .tv.
Yeah. Oh, is it not that? Forget it. Anyway,
All right, we'll see you in a
stay
couple
tuned for a
minutes.
burnt.
Bye.
sorry for your loss if it's real.
Yeah. Yeah. Gonna take down the alt-right. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about Star Wars. I'm gonna take down the alt-right.
We're ready when you are, Ryan, I think.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
We're unmuted. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Well,
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everybody! Woo!
Burnt Bagel, where the logos never change, but the topics sure as hell do. All right, we're back. No need for introductions, I don't think.
No, I
I'm
don't
Phil,
think
Dill,
We all know who each
Well,
other.
Yeah.
Kill,
Kill.
and Skill.
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 So we were just in a hot debate.
Hot
about-
debate.
Hot debate. Who really goes on Rotten Tomatoes? Scott, you said nothing but losers and trolls.
That's
Nazis
right.
and
Mostly Nazis. All the users that like. I love that song by Cher. But like, Nazis,
I will not
trolls,
stand for any
and
share bashing. Okay.
I thought that she was a dude when she first sang that song. The Do You Believe? I don't know why. I thought that was a guy singing.
I used to love that
Yeah.
song when I was like 10. I would
Really?
sing it all the time, and my mom was very confused. yeah.
I gotta turn this off.
Genuinely.
Like a
She's
little
Who
worried.
is this?
She's so confused.
that is not cleared up. It's still a
Nothing has
problem.
changed, And
Anyway, back to what we were saying.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
trolls,
So
nerds, and
so we were saying that the critic reviews for the new Star Wars film very
Yeah.
positive, like in the 90s, right?
yeah.
But the user reviews, which is another, thing that they go by,
Yeah.
is in the 40s or probably 30s. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the audience score.
an alt-right group, Nazis, angry white people, came
I
out.
forgot about the alt left.
That's right. That they came out saying that they were behind the low Star Wars.
Yeah.
I forget their reasoning, probably because they think Star Wars is a liberal. I don't know.
I think they're just mad that it has like a black lead and a female
Female
lead. Like,
lead and
it's like,
right.
It used to all be white dudes.
Right.
It used to be right.
That's
And
why make Star Wars great again.
Ugh, God.
Stupid.
No, I feel like it's probably just to get attention, right? I can't imagine like they're
Yeah.
dead serious about it. They're just like, oh, people are now going to pay attention to us.
Well, the
Right.
fact that they came out
yeah.
about it
Ba-
makes
yeah.
it kind of solidifies that point.
Yeah, yeah.
well, it's
Yeah.
kind of like ISIS wanting to take credit for every
yeah.
like, bombing.
Oh, that
anything
was us.
happens. Oh, we did it.
That
we did
was us
that.
too.
That was me.
Stub your toe, that was me!
That was ISIS.
So they're probably taking a lot more credit.
Yeah.
yeah. Play that song. Blood Destroyer.
What? So we know the genre that ISIS would be if they were a band. Yeah, they'd be chugging and all that stuff.
Chugging.
What would like the title of the song be, or their album, or
If ISIS were a band,
if ISIS were a band?
Bombs away.
I don't want to. I don't want to play this game.
Dad?
Yeah.
That is the song, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, like, that's a cool song title.
Overall,
Strap it on, the bomb song.
The bomb song. Overall, I
That
really...
bomb.
I was very proud of that.
Luckily, nobody pays attention on this channel. But overall, I really didn't mind the Star Wars movie, the new
Please get
one.
back, Phil.
But
Sorry.
sure. Why? Where am I?
Because he wants to make
Oh.
eye contact with me.
Make contact. Overall, I really did enjoy it. I just had like a few little problems with it. Like I feel like if they would have just changed one, like if Luke would have actually been there, spoiler alert, on the planet, I feel like
Spoiler.
it would have totally fixed all my worries about that. Because everything else I
That
don't
was
really
one of the
care about.
coolest things. There are two things that we learned about the Force, and they were fucking cool. One of them was
that-
fucking Leia bringing herself into
How,
the
No.
ship.
Yeah.
how cathartic was that
So
scene?
shit.
No, I almost
So
cried.
lame.
It was beautiful.
Good.
So lame.
Why?
That was
No,
lame.
It was just
It
so
was
lame.
not lame. No, it was
she
not
never
lame.
showed any Force power.
Yes, she did. She was
beforehand.
able to communicate with Luke.
Well, then where was Luke? Boom, he was still on
He
the
was
planet.
blocking
That's
her
right.
because he's better at the Force than she's.
Wait,
Okay.
We learned something about
We
the
know
Force.
that
It was just so lame. I was just like, it's so lame. She just goes up to the thing and knocks on the airlock.
No. Okay.
Little help!
Oh, hey, Leia.
Yeah.
I got sucked into space accidentally.
That was
Could you
lame.
let
I was
me
trying to block that
Okay, because
out
everyone
from my
knows
voice
that,
problem.
you know, this is her last movie. And
Yeah.
so to have her, like, seemingly die so early in the movie was, like, shocking and upsetting.
Well-
Be like, how could you do this to Leia? And so to
that's
see
one
her,
of the
like,
strongest Force users we've
yeah,
seen.
and then to, like, just, like, grasp her way from the grave
No,
was
because
She
so
just put on
cathartic.
a bubble of like this forced air or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
like, why if she
The
was so
second-
powerful,
the
why didn't
second
she
thing-
save like the other guy? What's his name? Admiral Akbar.
No. There's three things. The second thing we learned about the Force is that you can force. This is what Snoke did
Stoke.
to Kylo, to Rilo Kiley,
Yeah.
and to
Force time. Yes.
and to
You can patch
to
into-
Rey,
yeah.
in that he created communication between them without him seemingly being there.
You could patch
Mhm.
in people to force time, which is like FaceTime.
That was number 2.
Yeah,
that was
little
fucking cool. That was a
connector.
really
That
cool
was-
twist.
I
think
really
that
loved
was
all
cool.
those scenes. I really like that dynamic.
Yeah, that was a neat.
All the-
Because it kept you guessing, like, what's their bond?
They said
Yeah.
it.
And then they pull the rug under. He's like, it was me.
Yeah, you got a cigar.
Yeah, fuck you,
Number
kids.
3 for
Yeah.
the Force
Mhm.
was
Look at the ring. Look at the ring.
was what your
Yeah.
was what you're complaining about at the
Yeah,
beginning
yeah.
of this. Why we're going on this rant is that we learned that you could
Astral project. Yeah.
your body.
Yeah.
And that was such a fucking cool twist, especially when all these they're shooting at him like a barrage.
Yeah.
And then he's still there, and he's like fucking one of the coolest parts in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Takes it away.
Fucking cool.
Yeah. And then, like, see you around, kid, and he just disappeared. That was fucking, that was cool.
That movie was full of gems.
Well, it was like,
No, I totally disagree with all those being cool. I don't
Why,
know.
why,
I don't
why?
think that's very cool. It's like, so I could use the Force to like, instead of like deflecting cool lasers or like lifting
You've
things
seen
and
all
stuff
of that
like
before.
that.
And
It's
that's
true.
in this movie.
But I mean, I
That-
feel
yeah.
like
Yeah.
there could
That was
have
like
been
the-
cool things.
Yeah.
What would have been better
all
is
you were
like
asking
Luke would
for is
have.
the first episode.
I do like the first episode,
But that's not-
but
that's what I'm saying.
I feel like they could have done. It could have been just so much better. It would have
How?
been cool
How?
if. Like he would have deflected all those. Like he could use his bubble beam or whatever to deflect all.
Nobody's that
the-
strong. Nobody is that strong in the
Oh,
Force.
he could have been that
Nobody's
strong.
been that
But
strong.
he could have been
Ever,
that strong.
ever. He
Luke
couldn't
was
have.
one.
I
of
like
the
the
most
collars.
powerful
Wait a minute. Wait. You're
the
suggesting.
colors?
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
nobody's
Yeah,
been that
red,
strong
black,
to
white,
project
yeah.
themselves
Yeah,
to another
Luke
place
just
before.
did it. So I think it would have
We're
been
getting,
cooler
like,
if he could have
too
Yeah, but
totally
that's
technical.
like a
deflected
physical
that barrage.
thing, right? The physical thing is being able to deflect all those that barrage of lasers, and that like when he walked away from that, I was like, "This is insane." At that point,
Yeah.
I was like,
See, I would have
"That's
much
crazy."
rather something
Yeah.
like that. I mean, like,
I mean-
because
It needs
force
to be
projecting
grounded
is
in
cool,
some
but I
way.
mean,
yeah.
it's,
Like, I knew when Kylo Ren was like, fire everything, he was going to survive.
Yeah.
And
There was
of
no
course,
doubt
it
in my mind,
dissipates,
yeah.
but like, oh, how he survived. Yeah,
How
that
did
was,
he do
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Right. Well,
That was the twist.
I
Yeah.
feel like it would have just been cooler to just like have him deflect all of that because like he could use his Leia Force bubble and just totally like blocked out all the lasers or something like that. I don't know. I just feel like they were all kind of like the Force wasn't used in like a very powerful way. I guess it was more
You
like
remind me of my friend Clark. Have you ever met
Uh-huh.
my friend Clark?
probably not.
Well, he's been on
Maybe
Color
not.
Circuit
He's
a
been on
bunch.
Color Circuit
Clark.
a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
You have that?
I may have met him.
He's
I mean, a
he's
lot of
awesome.
people
I love Clark.
Yeah.
But we were talking about video games and film and all sorts of
Mhm.
other things. And he's like time and time again, it always comes down to there wasn't enough explosions.
Oh yeah.
And you're reminding me of that right now
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you just want this. All you want is the spectacle
Mhm.
of like action film. I'm blocking all the lasers.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm badass. I'm basically the red guy with the horns.
Oh, Darth
Satan?
Darth
Oh,
Maul.
oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Satan? Oh, Dog Satan.
Darth
yes.
Maul being one
Yeah,
of the
Dog
Dog
Yeah.
Satan.
being
Ruff.
one of the
Ruff,
coolest
ruff,
parts
ruff,
as far as like the martial arts of,
Yeah, yeah.
of the jet of
Yeah.
the Force, but this is so much more than that in some ways.
I don't know. I
Right?
I feel like this movie was, like, in a lot of ways, a reaction to Force Awakens. And Force Awakens was just so much more of the same.
Yeah.
And so this
Yeah.
was just like, let's do some new,
It was a
exciting
carbon
stuff.
copy of Force Awakens.
Right.
At least as far as the big story is concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like so much of the choices that were made in Last Jedi were, in a way, like almost just kind of like, sort of flipping the bird to Force Awakens a little
Yeah.
bit. Like, ooh,
And the
who's Snoke
fans,
guy?
like,
That was
th-
something
there-
that
there
was
was-
kind of
Yeah,
weird,
who's
where
Snoke?
they just basically
And like,
Ray
who
related-
cares who
Yeah.
Snoke is?
Who's
and I
Ray
loved that.
related to? Why is the
I care who
lightsaber?
Snoke is.
Yeah.
Why is the lightsaber important?
not- do we
It's
need
not.
another
He
Snoke?
throws it
Yeah,
over
We've
his
already
exactly.
had the
Yeah,
Emperor.
at every turn when it was like, we're gonna find out who Ray's parents are. We're gonna find all
Yes,
this
like
stuff,
I done,
and he's
yeah.
like, nope, I'm not gonna give you it's
I
gonna
know, that
divert
whole
from that. I really like
liberal-
that because Star Wars fans are so fucking annoying. They can be. And so to
ready for
just
the
be
great
like,
death
you're
threats.
right. Your parents are nobody. They left you. you know, they traded you for money or whatever the fuck it was. I love that so much. Like, she's not a part of the Skywalker bloodline. Fuck all that. You're an anomaly.
This is a new
I don't
generation.
know. That's like a
and
very
it is-
new generation of just kind of like everyone's special and everyone deserves a trophy. Sort of feel like.
What do you mean
can all be
deserves a
special.
trophy? Like what you're looking.
There are no
for is
winners,
to
there are
have
no
kings and
losers.
queens again.
No,
This is saying we don't need that anymore, and that like everybody has to work together to get things to move forward. It is not just about a Skywalker.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's a weird. Like I felt like this movie was kind of like a weird pandering sort of thing of like really pushing that sort of
No,
thing
I don't
forward.
think it's a pandering.
But
Because a pandering is the last movie, is Episode
Right.
7.
And that's kind of what needed to happen at that
Yeah,
point.
right.
Like, it was the first new Star Wars. They played it safe. It was light.
Yeah.
It was funny. They had, you know, new robots and whatever. C-3PO had a red arm, whatever.
Yeah.
That's pandering.
It's
to
Yeah.
the fans.
well, to the old
Yeah.
fans.
Well, and I
don't think it
also-
was a terrible idea. I mean, it wasn't the amazing movie we wanted it to be,
Yeah.
but it was serviceable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think by doing that, by kind of like, you know, refuting the whole like she's not a Kenobi, she's not a Skywalker, and it's like anyone can be the next
Yeah.
Jedi. I think in that way it kind of gets back to what made Star Wars special in the first place, was that Luke was just this nobody from some
Yeah.
desert
Yeah.
planet, and he
Yeah.
just like he became this hero. And so now to say like, you know, like
Yeah.
it got too much about the Skywalkers and
Right.
like they
Their
were like the
family
chosen
dynamic and all
dynasty
that.
But in
of
which way that,
space.
in a way that was different is that Luke wasn't a nobody. He
Well, it
had-
yeah,
turns
he
out-
ended up becoming
Sure.
Luke has the hero's journey.
Yeah.
But when
it
you
is
first
that.
when it first came out,
Sure.
that was the thing. He was just this like farmer boy from a desert planet,
Yeah.
and then it became this like.
I really hope it doesn't end up where she's related to.
And you know, with J.J.
Sure.
Abrams doing the last one, he'll probably go back and be like, "Just kidding, she's actually
they-
Queen
Right.
Amidala's
Maybe.
second
I
cousin."
do wonder.
I mean, she could marry a Skywalker.
Yeah.
It's that far apart, but you know.
Who's writing episode?
J.J.
9?
Abrams, and they had to go back and rewrite a lot of what they already had planned because of Carrie Fisher's death. Like she's supposed to play a much larger role in the last
Sure.
one. supposedly.
That was
really
gonna be
loved
her movie.
I loved her in that movie too. I really enjoyed her character and the whole thing.
Yeah, I think the subtitle of Last Jedi should be "You Killer, JJ."
Yeah.
Because like there were two points in the movie where her character could have died and would have been fine. When she was sucked into space, she could have died then.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
wish she would.
that part,
Yes.
but. And also when they were boarding the transport, like she could have taken Laura Dern's place,
Oh, right,
and she
yeah,
could
yeah.
have been the heroic person
Yeah.
that cut the ship in half.
Laura Dern.
That could have been
Yeah.
her end.
Yeah.
It would have been a fine arc. She would have been a hero. But she
yeah.
filmed all her parts before
Yeah.
she passed away, so it was like, no, she's going to be in the movie the way I wanted her to.
Here's why Laura Dern kind of had to do that story-wise is that at the end we got the Luke and Leia finally meeting up again.
Sure.
And that was super important, I think,
Yeah.
to see them bond and like this dice exchange. I don't know much about this.
Well, it was Hans.
Well, they
That was in the Millennium Falcon, and he took
Is
him.
there
yeah.
anything else special to that other than
what?
To the dice? Like
It's what he said when he gave it to her, I think. I forget, but I remember I saw it a second time
Right.
and noticed a lot more. And it was very kind of significant what he said when he gave her the dice.
Okay.
Kind of like, no one's ever really gone, that sort of, bullshit. But
But that was one of the best scenes in the movie, is watching them reunite.
Mhm.
And also when R2-D2 shows him the
little
original
thing? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
cheat
Yeah.
move.
That was a
Yeah,
cheap
yeah, that was
move,
really
yeah.
great.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That really
See,
got
it
me
was
going.
good. I don't know. I just kind of wanted it to be. I guess I wanted more of them to pander to me. It's like, no, show me the same shit. I don't give a fuck about
Yeah, I don't want
evolving
to.
it. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then there would have been a different sect of Star Wars nerds
Yeah,
going,
in a way, there's no
So,
way.
like-
Where's the Death
Yeah,
Star?
yeah.
Right,
There's no
yeah.
Death Star.
I would much rather take a
well,
risk and
yeah.
piss off some people than to just play it straight.
Yeah,
and
I
not take
applaud
any risks.
Ryan Johnson
and we
for
might
that.
get it back
yeah.
with J.J. Abrams. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like he might, bring
Yeah,
in
overall,
another
it was-
goddamn Death Star for the fifth movie in a
Oh my
fifth
God.
movie.
But you
I
see, it's
can't
bigger.
wait.
It's 5 times bigger
The
than.
size of Jupiter.
Just to be clear, episode 4, 6, 7, and Rogue One. 4 movies about Death Stars
About the
out
Death
of
Stars.
out of 8. So
Okay,
half
but
of the
Rogue One, it
films.
was the same Death Star.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Half of the movies have been about Death Stars. Yeah.
What about the who's the Hux guy? They made him like a joke at the beginning of the movie and the last movie, he was established as this like super serious, not a jokester kind of guy.
I liked it, although I found a lot of the humor in the movie to be like a little like.
Yeah, I didn't like it because I didn't like the whole throwing away previous ideas. Like, oh, here's these ideas, and then this director sort of threw it away. It's like if you were in an improv scene and then you just change the scene. It's like it's sort of jarring
and
for
like
the audience.
You're like everything that was just established in that scene.
Yeah, it's like oh,
and like everyone else in the scene is like, well, we have to go along with it, otherwise it's going to go buck nutty, and we have to have some.
I get the like why we would have a problem with it, but if it turned out like one of the bigger potential storylines that we're looking forward to is who is Rey related to. If it turned out that she was related to somebody, then we were just going to have another Skywalker bloodline film.
Right.
And if not Skywalker, another type of bloodline.
Well, here's the
Kenobi,
thing about.
I don't know, it doesn't matter, but
But but that lays on the bigger theme of listen, we don't need bloodline in order to move the resistance forward, in order to have force people with really high in the strong with the force, all those things.
Yeah, well, it's like should we throw away the bad ideas that were like thrown in there by George Lucas, or should we accept them and just try and make them work as best as we can? Like with even how bad of an idea like midichlorians is or whatever, it's like it was in the movie, so should we take it and move along with it and make it better using what we have, or just say just don't remember that?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's a little jarring, at least for me. It's like, well, okay, I guess.
Me.
We had like 0 references to the first 3 episodes, so that was kind of my
that's true. For
and
most
I
of the
understand
Star Wars
that.
lore, honestly. Well, no, I shouldn't say most, because I think Clone Wars and Rebels are part of the lore, like officially part of lore.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And actually, one of the reasons that this might be my favorite film of Star Wars is because it basically was like watching 4 episodes or 4 mini story arcs in those cartoons, which I think are the best of Star Wars. Like I love those cartoons. And the reason I say like 3 or 4 of those little story arcs, because that's what was happening in this movie. There wasn't just like this the straight line that we saw. Instead, we saw a lot of little stories.
It felt like you were binging 4 episodes of Star Wars on Netflix. Yeah.
Exactly. They all kind of like intertwined and came back. And
Yeah.
did this
Didn't
and
they kind of
at the
do
end.
something like that in episode 1, where it's like we would just keep cutting back and forth between the 3 different little things that were going on?
And people have compared this movie to some of like the prequels.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
that way.
That's what it's kind of sounded like a little.
And in other ways too, when we were talking about Rotten Tomato scores too, because originally the like episode 1, for instance, actually it was really well received.
Yeah.
And
like that
then
movie.
I'm actually personally a fan of the prequels. They were well received, and then over time they.
It was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
This doesn't
People
make
didn't
any
like it,
sense.
but on reflection, people aren't into it. There's actually a documentary that came out about that, like saying like we all forgot how we felt when we watched it. Apparently.
Yeah, like I was. Episode 1 was the first like midnight showing, and kind of only midnight showing I ever did. And it was the brand new Star Wars movie. We waited in line. We saw it. Everyone cheered. Everyone beat their lightsabers. And during the film, and we liked it while we were watching it. And then like I saw it like maybe a week later, and just like, I think I like it. I don't know. Like I kind of like parts of it. I hate Jar Jar. I know that, but then like some of it,
Like, do you think you just like the experience you had? Like, I imagine that's probably
that
like,
was
when
fun.
the new Star Wars
Sure.
came out. It was kind of like me seeing Star Wars for the first time in theater, sort of thing.
Right,
'Cause,
yeah.
like, my
Because
dad
we didn't
took
have
me-
that.
Exactly. I
Right.
never had that, so I remember really enjoying that. So I don't know. Do you think it was something like you were more into that moment rather than looking at the
Definitely,
story?
yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean, I as years go by, I don't hate them as much, just because it's fruitless being hateful towards movies. But it kind of needed to happen. I mean, it's like, oh, there's a lot of political talk, and you have to see the movement of the structure of politics in that world for the rise of Anakin and the death of the Jedi and all that stuff.
Yeah, one of the reasons people hate them, like it's about trade tariffs, and people hate the prequels or like episode 1 because that's
Yeah,
the
it's kinda
topic
l-
we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
lean on.
Yeah.
I love that though.
Mhm.
Like Star Wars is super political,
Mhm.
and you see that throughout the shows and the movies and the books.
Yeah, it's like a necessary evil. Like it is, like the word tariff is boring, you know, just like that idea. But you had to see that. You had to see the pomposity of the Jedi. Like when we see the Jedi in Episode 1, they're stuffed shirts. They've lost their way.
Yeah.
They're like a major political force.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you know, the ideals kind of go to the wayside, and they
yeah.
become more about keeping them, you know, on top, other than as opposed
like,
to actually
moving the thing
believing
forward.
in
Yeah.
something
I
good.
was actually confused about that in the prequels. It's like you have these Jedi and they're portrayed as the good guys,
Right.
but it's like Anakin was he just wanted his wife and his his wife to live or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like he's obviously trying to do the right thing here, but the Jedi are portrayed as these like amazing dudes, and it's like why didn't someone like latch on to like, oh, Anakin's actually the good guy in this because he's just trying to save his wife from
And Luke
dying horribly.
acknowledged that in the most recent movie when he was
Yeah, that's
talking
true.
down the Jedi, be like,
But I wish they did that more. Yeah,
they let this happen.
Yeah.
The fall of the Jedi happened to themselves because they had their heads shoved up their ass. I'm paraphrasing. That wasn't that wasn't laying in the
That was
movie.
right up your
But yeah, and yeah, Yoda agreed. Like
Yeah.
like the Jedi is
I really love that part too. Just when Yoda came back and burned the tree down and
Yeah.
books
Yeah,
and all
like,
that.
that's-
You
That
don't
was-
need this shit.
Yeah, like
Right.
really, I did like how they like portrayed the Force in it.
And that was a big
thought that was
metaphor, I think, for the movie
interesting,
too.
Yeah.
Him burning down the tree, also burning down this like
the old
these-
lore or
these-
whatever.
yeah, the old like not the lore necessarily, but like the themes that we're so used to seeing.
Mhm.
That's one of my favorite things. Actually, my favorite character and storyline has to do with questioning the morality of the Jedi. It's a character. It's Orion's favorite character
Yeah.
from the Clone Wars, and yeah, it has to do with like, or are these like, do we just blindly follow? Them?
Right.
That's
Mhm.
how
Yeah.
that's how they're trained.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
you get the impression though that there was like they asked the question and then they just went back to the normal like, oh, the Jedi are good, because it's like, you know, Rey like took the books and it's like, but you were a Jedi and you saved him or whatever, and then there was like there was the whole thing where it's like Kylo and Rey were just gonna like go and do their own thing after like doing the mind meld,
I wanted
and
that
then
so
and
bad.
then it was like
Yeah.
yeah, but then and then they just like went back and it's like, no, we're just gonna do the normal thing. I was like,
Yeah.
come on, Star
You're
Wars,
evil,
shake it
I'm
up.
good, and yeah.
It's still a Disney.
Yeah, I
Star
know, but
Wars
they
thing,
needed
so
to just,
yeah, you just-
do it.
do it.
Yeah,
Dude,
what do you
something
do when you have
new.
two both your main characters are bad.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, I would love
Oh,
that.
I would
for sure.
love
I would
that.
love that. I'm
Yeah,
just saying it makes
And
sense.
then they
that
turn
Disney
out to be
wouldn't
the
wanna go that
benevolent
way.
force. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Right.
That would be cool.
And then
Yeah.
there's the weird incestuous love triangle that we get.
But
from
it's
all
not
these Star Wars.
because they're not related.
But you do, yeah. You were.
I was
in my
hoping
head
to
the whole time I was
God.
like,
Yeah.
they're brother sister.
I
right?
hope
They
they
have to
are.
be.
Yeah.
And then when they showed the scene where he's half naked,
Yeah.
Where
put on
they
a
were
shirt.
Skyping.
Yeah,
when
that
they
Yeah.
was-
I was like, oh, okay, maybe they're not related because that
I
was
don't
kind
know.
of
Maybe
sexual
like
and-
see,
Well,
like,
Luke and
little
Leia
things-
kissed. I mean,
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
they
that's what I
found
said.
out.
They
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah.
It's like to make Han jealous, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, I kiss my sister all the time
Just
to
to make
her
people-
It was purposeful. It wasn't romantic. It was
They weren't
just
into it. Well, Luke was a little. Okay.
Well, a lot of
he wanted it.
A lot of people were
He was grabbing her
speculating
hair.
before this movie that Luke was going to be like gray, a gray Jedi, a gray Force user. This idea that like it's this in between, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like how Benicio del Toro's ended up being. He's not a Force user, but
Yeah.
but that same idea of like I don't ride either line.
Yeah.
And a lot of people consider those gray Force users like maybe the strongest of Force users because they can take the best of both sides.
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
like they don't shut out certain things. Like the Jedi won't do certain moves
Yeah,
and
yeah.
things because
It's like
it's
evil
kind of
or-
like
yeah.
it's an evil thing to do. Kind of
Right.
like in Avatar: The Last Airbender, some people learn how to blood bend.
Ooh, I remember that.
You remember that? Yeah, and like that. It,
That's
like,
a nice
becomes
Shyamalan
illegal.
movie?
No.
Okay.
Yes, there was a movie, but yeah, it becomes illegal. Like you're
Right.
not allowed to do this anymore. And like the Jedi are kind of that way too. And
Yeah.
I think the dark side is that way too, but not on purpose.
Yeah.
I think I think they like they're trying to just like shut out whatever light force users can use. But anyways, that was a big speculation, so people were super excited about that, and it kind of ended up being that a little bit, where he questioned his own.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? Am I going to kill Kylo when he's standing over him? He's questioning his own faith.
Yeah.
That was super cool. I love watching that whiny bitch, as you say.
Really.
I love Kylo in these movies. He's the only character I like in these movies.
Really, like, I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. I like him
Yeah.
too. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I just love the
It's
new
fun to
memes
make
that
fun
are
of him,
coming
too.
out.
Because
Yeah,
he's like
yeah,
the
yeah.
only one
Kylo.
with he's the only one
Shirtless.
with like an internal like
For,
battle
like-
struggle going on.
No, Luke was,
Yeah.
Luke was doing that in a lot
Yeah,
of
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was about
I think a
like,
lot of it too is like I used to read a lot of the like old. They're now not canon anymore.
The novels.
but like the novels.
Yeah.
Or, like I would listen to them. I wouldn't read them. I won't say that. But just like hearing about like Lord Plagueis and how he rose and all the other Jedis and all the all the other like little things about it. So like hearing that kind of how Luke. It doesn't seem like he was the one that I would hear about in like the novelizations and stuff like that. How he was a superior Jedi, and he didn't like. I don't know. It's like he wasn't the character that was there. So I think that was also in my head.
Yeah, well, I think that was one of the main complaints, right? Like,
Yeah.
because when Disney bought Lucasfilm, they just got
threw 'em
rid
all
of all
away.
of that.
Yeah.
And I never.
They
read
burned
any
down
of
the tree.
Yeah,
They're
they
like,
burned down the tree.
we're not using these fucking books anymore.
Yeah.
We're
So
starting
for
fresh.
someone who never like read
Yeah.
any of the extended
Yeah, I
universe
never
stuff,
got into
like I
those.
was just like,
a little
sure.
like yeah, it's just a little like I don't.
I
He's
can see
supposed to
that.
be the world's like he was supposed to be the most powerful Jedi
right.
ever, and then he's just
I can
force
see that like
projecting
bothering
himself.
somebody.
Yeah,
that happened
but-
to me
Right.
with like Harry Potter or
Yeah,
like any
I know.
other book series
Harry
that you
Potter,
read,
am I right?
and then you watch the movies,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, it could have been better. But like,
yeah,
Yeah.
and
It'll
overall,
never-
they will get my money again.
it'll
I will
never
go see
live up
it.
to the, like movies will never live up to the
Yeah,
expectations
of
of
course.
this like beautiful thing that we can make in
Yeah.
our own brains.
Right.
Right?
But then it's like some people don't even know what they want. They just like to be
just
critical.
know
Be
when
like,
I
well,
see-
I wouldn't do it like that. Oh, really? How
I
many
wrote
Star
this
Wars movies
cool-
did you make?
Yeah.
I
Shut
wrote
up.
This cool
Yeah.
post on Facebook that people just go into movies, with this expectation, just wanting to judge it. I got a lot
Already
of, like-
preconceived,
Yeah, already
that's like- yeah.
preconceived. I got a ton
Yeah.
of likes on it. I was wondering if he was gonna shout or do anything.
I do.
What
I
is
go and
There you.
I've been doing it more
I'm just
recently, like
kidding.
going
Follow
into
Orion
films
at,
since we started. What's our show?
Screen Source.
Screen Source, Arama.
Going
Yeah.
into movies like that more often. Even one time
Like
I brought in a
critical?
notebook,
Yeah.
like writing things
Mhm.
down. Like, yes, critical, but there's positive critical reviews
Yeah.
and there's negative, and like
Yeah.
just with a more critical eye in general.
Yeah.
Not weighing. Hopefully I don't know. Not weighing to one side or the other.
Yeah.
Too hard.
Yeah.
But just like trying to see it for what it is. How does it make you feel?
Yeah.
I've been writing a music album. My favorite band came out with an album recently, and it's been 10, 15 years since they've come out with an album. And so, like the first time I listened to it, it was like to get like this overall, like.
Sorry,
Just the random photos that pop up on your computer
like
now.
2 or 3 of Trump in a row.
Yeah,
It
when
is a
just a
picture
little
of Trump
weird.
with thumbs up.
Is this a live shot?
Like, North
I really hope it's not a live
I know,
shot.
right?
you know
We're all
what?
talking
Just
about
end it now.
bullshit.
This is an
Uh,
important.
yeah,
Star
Can we
Wars
all
point.
just agree though that the fish nuns were the best part?
Yes.
I like those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
thought
wanted
those were
one
really
more
good.
and she fucks things up for them.
Yes.
Like there
Yeah,
was
I
like
thought
the
that
rule
was
of
really
threes.
cool.
They
Yeah, you
needed
needed
one
one
more
more.
and they're just like this
Yeah.
fucking chick.
I
With
Did you guys feel?
Just in general, all of the character work like that they brought into this, all not the character work, but the is that what you
Little
call it? All
critters?
the
Creatures?
Yeah,
Sure.
they're
Those were
fun.
all very well done. Yeah, because
fucking
like the
milk
little
kitty.
those.
Oh, yeah.
that was a little weird, but yeah.
I like how
I
weird
like
it
all
was.
those
Like-
weird memes about the nipple things that are going on because, like, I don't know, they're just pretty fun.
like God.
It was really fun that they were
Oh,
exploring.
but did you guys?
how-
I felt like there was a very strong, like, vegan-y sort of undertone to a lot of the Star Wars. Did you guys?
Well,
feel
like
that
on
at all?
the casino planet, the
Yeah,
animals that
like,
they
all of a sudden,
freed.
like,
Yeah.
that was like a big thing. Chewbacca had starved instead of eating that little.
Oh,
critter
yeah,
that he
yeah,
did.
It
yeah.
looks so good.
Yeah, I noticed that.
They're
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
that was that
I heard
planet
someone talk
scene
about
was so. It was like, well, at least we freed the animals, but then they're just in a field
Like,
right
you
next to them.
Yeah, they're gonna capture them again.
And
Like
they're
they're
gonna
gonna
be. How does that
20
make
minutes.
sense? It's like,
Like, we saved them.
Yeah,
Bye-bye. Like, everything's going to be
I don't-
And then they
stuck.
die because there's no one there to
Well,
take
I think maybe
care
it's
of.
That's
kind
not
of
what
like
the scene was about. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
It's not about
an
that.
encapsulation of what the rebellion is. It's like
Yeah.
you're never gonna win. Clearly they didn't win, but it's just
Right.
kind of about like doing the right thing, even if you know it's not gonna last, or making a statement. It's
Right. That,
so I mean, yeah,
I did-
it's stupid.
I
but-
really did like enjoy kind of how it ended, where it's like the resistance. This is just the beginning. sort
yeah.
of thing
Or
that's
just the
gonna-
Or it just
continuation.
keeps going.
Yeah.
You're never
exactly.
gonna have
'Cause,
an
like-
end.
Yeah.
There's
I mean, maybe you will. You
dozen
hope you do.
rebels
Yeah.
left?
Hopefully.
That's what I
There's a handful
really
of them.
loved about the movie.
I do like
that, like, they just beat them into submission the entire movie, and it's like
The
there's
world's slowest pace.
scraps of the rebellion left.
Yes.
Literal, just a handful of people. They all fit on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
They're flying around going like, well, what are we going to do next?
Yeah.
No one's answering our beacon. I guess we'll play that
only
chess
like
game.
5 of us.
And
They hate the Millennium Falcon.
yeah,
And
they
then-
hate that
yeah,
ship. I
they
love
hate
that line.
ship. Shoot it! Shoot that thing!
That was
so
fun.
good.
But yeah, like I loved where they left it. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like, stakes are high. We know Leia's gonna die in some way or disappear into the
Well,
force,
probably
whatever.
not. She'll probably
Um,
disappear
recast.
and then,
Right.
come back, knock on the door.
Recast.
Wait,
Hey guys.
No, but how though?
Betty White is.
Yeah, Betty White is Leia.
No, I want it to be Meryl Streep. I've talked about this.
What do you guys think that she'll just come? That they are going to write her off, kind of like how when somebody dies on a TV show and then the next season they're like, oh, R.I.P.
Like they don't bring it up or
No,
whatever.
they bring it up, but it's just
Right.
like,
the season
They
premiere.
don't
They're
show
coming
her.
back from the funeral. Like, ooh, that was
Exactly.
rough.
Yeah.
I don't
what
think
I
they're
was
gonna do
wondering
that,
too,
but
but-
that would be funny.
Yeah,
if
I
they
think
did.
like maybe they just won't mention it for a while, and then someone will be like,
Oh,
"It's what
right.
Leia would have wanted," and then they'll
Yeah.
be like, "Oh yeah,
Oh, you're right.
remember."
Just a
Standing
small
right on her
little-
quote.
Ever since the accident.
Yeah.
The accident.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, I
just,
think
like,
Anyway,
walking across the street.
Yeah.
No,
Cut to the
no,
exit.
force using across
Yeah,
space,
yeah.
and then somebody just like, well. She gets so obsessed
like
with
passed
using the
out.
force.
I,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
told you you shouldn't have
She's
done
all
that.
about it now.
I should never have told her to do that.
Yeah, Leia, come back in the ship, all right? You're gonna get. Oh no! You got sucked into an engine.
Oh, God.
She'll just reforce herself back to life or whatever.
She'll reforce.
Reforce herself. No.
Uh,
So, what do we give it? Thumbs up, everyone? I give it
2
I
stars.
give it like an 80%.
out of 100. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I liked a lot of stuff in it. But
Yeah.
there was just weird parts. I was like, what? That okay.
Let's send all our bombers in to destroy. Oh, how cool was... I really, really liked... I never thought of it. Why didn't they use the... what is it? Light Force? Fuck, I'm totally terrible at it.
Light speed.
Light speed.
Light speed?
When they ripped apart
Yeah,
the
why aren't they using that
Dreadnought.
all the time for every
that
bad
was
kind
ship?
of a
cool, though.
suicide
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
though. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I
you
don't
don't
enjoy
just
it.
survive
put a
that,
droid in it
Yeah,
and
that's
say
true.
just go
R2.
light speed.
Hey, droids are people.
Here's where
They
like
just kept shitting on C-3PO. Like, the whole movie, they might as well have just put him on the ship.
Oh, I don't know. Where
you
did
get-
everybody
yeah.
go?
Like I feel like they need to like foreshadow that stuff a lot before they introduce like a crazy new force power or like a light speed weapon.
Right.
Because then it's like, why?
It was a little weird. They just dropped there. It's like,
yeah, it's like,
that's
oh
it.
yeah, this thing can happen.
It's
Wait, what are you
using
talking about?
Oh, were they-
Death
they-
Star
any
technology.
like
What was it?
super
when
weapon
when
or
they took out the dreadnought.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
Ship.
they do sometimes and other times not. So like for instance, the dreadnought got there. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
The
Dreadnought
big
got
ass
there in
ship.
the
Yeah.
first
I thought that
place
was cool.
because of something that was actually mentioned in Clone Wars, which is between 3 and 4,
That doesn't count.
which is canon.
Which is canon.
Nobody saw that.
Which is
Kevin.
made by Disney.
Wait, you're talking about the light speed thing though?
Yeah,
That's
no,
what
hold
I'm
on,
talking
hold on.
about.
That the dreadnought was able to track them because you're not supposed to be able to track anybody in light speed.
Right.
Oh, that's why I didn't like that. Like,
Right.
that's impossible. But here's how you stop it, specifically,
Yeah,
step by
yeah.
step.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
how-
Yeah,
But
that
I
was
know
a that was a
exactly
quick
about
little
it. Yeah, yeah.
turnaround.
But
to
I
be
like that
like,
it didn't actually
oh,
work.
they figured
Yeah.
out the technology.
because it was such
Yeah.
a stupid plan
Mhm.
that the fact that it fell apart was like, okay, good, because it shouldn't have worked. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Good.
failed.
I am right again.
So in some ways they show like how certain technologies have evolved or not, and then in other ways I think why I think it's potentially fun for people that are Star Wars fans is that they get to see new things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the new things being like what happens when a ship
Sure.
goes into light
Sure,
speed
I
and
like
another
it. I
ship.
liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked
And
it,
that-
but But it's like, you know, they should have like, oh, she's just turning around. She's going to go light speed. Like, someone should have said that. And then some idiot should have been like, no, just keep following them. And then everyone's like, oh, no, we're all going to die because we know what's happening right now. There's something like that.
To say it instead of show it?
Or, no, I just didn't want it to come out of nowhere. Like, they've never fathomed something like that before. It's like, what?
That's just like the one rule of light speed. Don't run into shit. And she did. Like, well, certainly she's not going to run into us.
Exactly.
Well,
that'd be
that,
super
like,
jacked
like,
up, guys. Come on.
Rebels,
oh my god.
Rebels would be the last people in the world to like. Oh
Break
yeah,
the
we have
rule.
kamikazes now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
they
it doesn't have to be a kamikaze. It could just be a light speed object.
That is weird that it
still
is
be
like
alive.
the most advanced.
Right?
That's true. She could have force bubbled her way back to the fucking planet. Or whatever bullshit.
By the way, you have to say force bubble.
Force bubble.
It's just like a.
She goes down to
like
the
a bouncy.
planet and just knocks on that big door.
I'm just saying, if
Like
they use that,
Bounces that far.
if they use something like that, it needs to be like, there needs to be a reason why they, like, maybe the Hux guy, he's gone crazy and he's just like trying to kill as much rebels as possible, and all of his people are like, we have to do what he says, but they all know that they're about to die from the light speed thing or something. I don't know.
It's a little nitpicky.
It's not a
I don't know
nitpick.
what
It
you're
makes
asking,
sense.
or what you're
Well,
trying
did
to
you
get at.
guys hear that they had to put up a sign?
In
Oh,
some
that-
theaters,
yeah,
because
because
it
people are like-
went audibly. There's
Yeah.
no audio when that happens, and it's so beautiful
But
when
it
that
was,
happens.
yeah, it
it
really
was
was
so
so
perfect.
cool.
Like everyone in the theater's like, fuck. Like it
yeah.
was so cool when that happened.
powerful
One of my
moment.
I
favorites
really,
Yeah, it was cool.
I really
in
enjoyed
movies
that.
is when things like go silent
Mm.
and you're kind of unsure. If
There's
that's
a whole genre of film that you might be into.
And there's a wacky piano in the back.
Yeah.
That's optional.
Is that on Netflix? You could hit like turn off wacky.
Wacky piano.
Wacky
Put on
piano.
some dubstep piano right there. All right, nerds. I think we could continue talking about this forever, but I'm like starving.
Yeah,
Yeah, I need
it's. Yeah, we can.
Star.
Roar.
Hey, Orion, Star Wars, Star Wars. Orion, can you star wipe to the credits of
Star wipe to the credits.
star wipe to credits? All right.
Diddling,
Anybody else have
dee,
anything
dee,
else?
dee, dee,
There
dee,
actually
dee.
is an end
No.
credit too, where that like we could get on here where it shows like all the donators and followers.
Oh, really?
It
Oh.
actually does the scroll.
It'll be very
Does the
short.
scroll. Yeah.
Oh.
Dylan.
Dylan.
I forgot to
Michelle.
resubscribe this month.
Just
Sorry.
my
Yeah.
sister, yeah, because she's still.
I am the only subscriber. Somebody else subscribed to the channel.
Didn't nobody
I-
else do it?
I have to do it every month, right?
Yeah.
That's what I forget. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Wait,
a
you
weird.
have
I haven't
I
figured
thought-
out
I
how
thought-
it works yet.
Oh, you mean that
If you
that's
have
on the
Amazon-
channel?
Prime.
That you mean a human being that's like here in Color Circuit? You're the only subscriber.
In the world, I am the only subscriber.
Oh,
He's the
I thought we
elite
had
one.
like 100,000.
Yeah.
You're thinking of
Followers.
Oh.
Followers don't pay money.
Subscribers are the one with Amazon Prime.
Or they are just Twitch users that
Yeah.
subscribe.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought my sister would be. Michelle, what the hell?
Well, she
What
probably
the hell?
came up.
Come
Oh,
on,
okay.
Michelle.
Oh, wait,
You-
but she has Prime though, so she.
Yeah.
You have to.
But she just
resubscribe.
has-
That's what I don't like. Like,
that's weird.
can I click a box that says like
Yeah.
re-up every
Yeah,
month?
not for Amazon Prime, and I think.
Oh.
I think.
Was that star swiping?
It was
I'm
like
not
a little
entirely
a
sure why.
flag.
All
My
right,
guess
everyone,
is that it's
motion.
because
Thank
they don't
you.
want. There you go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ding.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
To Improv Bagel. Thank you for turning. No. It was this guy Jafar. And,
I never said
you
his
have to
name.
really do. I don't know if you did. Yeah, I don't think you did. But that's seriously. I really want to redo that. It better that. Yeah.
And
Okay,
then
we'll catch you
Jafar, he
guys
becomes a
next week.
genie.
Stay tuned for is something going on tomorrow? No, we're doing a thing
7 days a
tomorrow.
week we have shows here.
So get
But
used
we're
to
doing
it.
something, right?
You
What's-
and I.
what's
Yes, we are.
tomorrow?
We're doing rehearsals for
Rehearsals
another show.
for another show.
At
We'll
the
talk
same
about that.
time,
Oh, that's
tomorrow
right.
at 7 p.m. Co-op to this name created by Scott, who can only make good names.
That's all.
Featuring.
That's all I can do.
Content, yeah.
Good night. I
featuring
shit on
Scott.
content.
We'll be in it with our friend John Cairns,
Yeah.
aka John Conjacon.
Yes.
But I think generally on a weekly basis, it's mostly gonna be you and Zach.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Zach's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, maybe
Happy
it's today
birthday.
actually. I can't remember.
Is it today?
Is it today?
No. It's tomorrow because
I haven't gotten
Ask a Pathfinder who is not in our time zone wished him a happy birthday today, and so it's like, oh, he's ahead.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's
Very cool,
tomorrow.
Very cool. By the way, did you hear about our dungeon master for Color Circuit? You know what he did? You know what he did?
What do you do?
Guinness Book of World Records,
World
right?
Records.
Oh, he sounds like a
Longest tabletop marathon of all time, 81 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was up for like,
That's
he was up
too
for like
many.
4 days.
Really?
Good lord.
In a row?
What?
Yeah, I
Doing
think
what?
so.
No rest at all.
Playing Pathfinder.
So they did a 4-day long campaign.
That's insane.
I don't
Fuck.
know if there was
Did
any
it end
sleep
or-
time
yeah.
in there or
Did they
anything.
Maybe
Find it?
shifts. Some people maybe.
Monster Mishi. I am. She is.
Nah.
Oh, look, she got
Okay,
the little
that's my
crown.
sister.
She's.
Oh,
is.
okay. So
Cool.
the crown means
I thought
subscriber.
Campaigns could go for years.
Yeah, but he's the longest marathon. It's like in a row.
Yeah, it's
So
usually
did
a
he not
weekly
even- did he not
meetup
even
thing, but
finish it then? After that 4 days, he didn't finish the campaign.
Probably finish it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. You could do like one
Yeah,
shots. Like
I was
we
wondering.
finished-
if-
And
yeah,
they
if
all
like,
died.
after 4 days,
Goodbye,
he's like,
everybody.
You know what? Yeah, we'll pick this up next week.
Yeah.
That one I'd be like, let's just finish
I
this
gotta
up.
pick up the kids. We gotta put this on
And
pause.
the winner. Oh, sorry.
The winner.
Gotta go. Yeah. The winner of Pathfinder is Flodo.
Flodo.
Flodo lives.
I'm Flodo.
Okay, star wipe out. All right, bye.
Yeah, we're done. Bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow on
All right,
Color
see you tomorrow,
Circuit.
Everybody.
Twitch.